Hey guys, it's Michelle here. This is just a quick video, just explaining some of the genealogy I've been doing in relation to the history of Rogersville and particularly Beech Creek area. This is what I found. So this is the pedigree of William Joseph Goad, who is Donwell's stepfather. He's dead now. He died in 2007, but he was the third husband of Donwell's mother, Karen. So she was Karen Hazel Everts, then Karen Wells, then Carol Kelly, and then Karen Goad. And it was William Goad who owned the property 110 Ben Hill Road. When he died, Karen took over ownership, and eventually it then became into the hands of her son Donald Wells and Candice and Little Summer. Little Summer, as you know, if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've been following the Summer Wells disappearance. Little Summer disappeared from 110 Ben Hill Road on the 15th of June. And I think she's got a likeness to her grandmother. I do. I know some of you see it and some of you don't. Last time I showed a picture of Karen and Summer next to each other. Some of you saw it, some of you didn't, but I think there's a definite likeness there. So I want to introduce you now to this fine fellow here. This fine fellow is Ben Tillington Hill. He was born in 1911 and he died in 1964. And Ben T. Hill, well, you might recognise the name because Ben Hill was the guy who Ben Hill Road is named after. He named the road, Ben Hill Road. He named it after himself. And you might think, well, that's very, he must have been a special kind of guy, to have a road named after him. No. In the Beech Creek area, the rows and the hollers, the majority of them are named after the people who just live there. Just, bought the land, and many of them have lived there for generation after generation after generation. And when I'm talking about the genealogies and talking about the importance of the land and the ancestral relationships and the family ties and the feuds, then just doing this kind of simple exercise in tying families together becomes really, really important. So this is Ben Hill. Right, now I want you to have a look at Ben Hill's pedigree. Now, he had a daughter called Anna Hill. And it's not Anna that I'm really interested in here. It's her husband, Thaskell Smith. And this is Thaskell Smith's pedigree. And you'll see that on his mother's side, his mother was a light. Both his grandma and his granddad were lights, and then one of his great-granddad was Samuel Barrett. So that's Thaskell Smith. And what you'll see here is that this is the neighbourhood of Ben Hill Road. So we know that Karen and William were living at 110. Well, at 125, which is just across the road, it's just across Ben Hill Road, so this is like the next property across the road, directly across the road, lived Thaskell Smith. So William Goad and Thaskell Smith were neighbours. They're contemporaries, they were neighbours. But they're a little bit more than that. Let me explain. So if we now compare Thaskell Smith's pedigree on his mother's side with William Joseph Goad's pedigree on his father's side, right? Bear with me, I'll explain all this. So Thaskell Smith's great-great-grandparents, or one set of them, were Stacey Light and Rhoda Morrison, and they had a daughter, Lucinda Light. So Lucinda was Thaskell Smith's great-grandmother. So if we now go to William Goad's pedigree, you don't see Lucinda Light, you don't see Stacey Light or Rhoda Morrison. Right? You don't see them, so you think, well, they can't be related. Well, they might be loosely related. We've got some lights in there, but if we just go one generation back, right, And just notice this guy here. Just keep this guy in mind, Samuel Light, and then go one generation back. Then what you'll see Samuel Light there. And then what do you see here? You see Stacey Light and Rhoda Morrison. So that means that Samuel Light and Lucinda Light are brother and sister. So I think that makes William Good and Thaskell Smith second cousins once removed, because second cousins share great grandparent. So Lucinda Light is Thaskell's great grandmother, and then you have to go once removed because there's a generation kind of gap. So I think, if I'm right, Thaskell and William were second cousins once removed. But there's more. There's even more. So if we stay with Thaskell Smith's mother's side, and remember his great-grandma, Lucinda Light, well, we're not interested in Lucinda. We're actually interested in her husband, Samuel Barrett, and his parents, Pleasant Barrett and Catherine Crawford. So this is another set of Thaskell Smith's great-great-grandparents. Right. Now we bring in William Gold's mother's side. Right, and his mother's side, there's Barretts in there. Lots of Barretts in there, in fact. And look, there they are, Pleasant and Catherine. So that means that their son, John Barrett, and Samuel Barrett were brothers. So no generation gap, they are brothers. So Thaskell and William are definitely here second cousins. So they're actually double second cousins. Isn't that interesting? There's probably more relatedness as well that I just haven't unearthed yet. But they are very closely related. Second cousins are closely related. And they're both living on Ben Hill Road. What does that mean? Well, I'll let you have a think about it. And I'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.